Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at yet another wonderful mod, this time in the form of Makeshift Anti Material Rifle, which is being made by user Shoeburglar. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is this beautiful new gun, and oh man, have I really enjoyed this thing so far, as not only is it a beautiful new makeshift weapon, and frankly, my own personal preference, I always enjoy far more when weapon mods get added that are of the makeshift variety, rather than all these boring modern weapons. Who wants the weapons we have in the real world? I want crazy, wacky things made in a weird post-apocalyptic wasteland. So for that, I love it. 2, it is a very powerful gun when properly upgraded, and 3, along with the whole lore perspective, the mod maker actually has created a reason as for why these exist in the game, and I quite like the thought behind it. Essentially, according to the mod maker, the gunners have started building these weapons specifically to combat the increased Brotherhood of Steel presence in the wasteland. And I love that idea because of course the Brotherhood of Steel has all that crazy power armor, so what do the gunners need to fight them? Anti-material rifles, so they build them themselves, and that is pretty cool. And thankfully, pretty easy for you to get your hands on one of these once you reach level 20. Now, of course, you could just cheat it in like I did with console commands, but once you do reach level 20, you are going to see this start to appear on gunners specifically, but also some higher level raiders and super mutants as well, and you may even occasionally find one in a shop. Now, there is also a unique version that's hidden away in the Quincy ruins for you to find. I was tempted to go and find it for myself, but I really want it to be a fun surprise for you guys, so go check it out. It has 2 unique attachments, the Dragon Breath and the Trumpet, which we will actually see when we look at the weapon mods in here in a moment, but they are quite cool things indeed. Now, once you do get your hands on one of these, what you do get is this, the 50 caliber Makeshift Anti Material Rifle, or pistol in this case. It's a pretty basic thing. It just looks like some people threw some pipes, some springs, and what looks like some cordage ties there together to create a powerful gun. And it works quite nicely. In this basic pistol format, it's gonna do a whopping 173 damage with 50 caliber rounds. Now, it is a single shotgun, so this thing is very slow. It's effectively bolt action, but it does have a great range of 262, accuracy of 71, and it'll take up a bit of weight at 8.8. Now, this is the basic version. Now, I've already gone ahead and made some really fun modded versions we'll take a look at momentarily, but let's actually look at what mods are available for this thing, and then we'll test fire this for a little bit. So let's take a look at the weapon workbench. Now, if we go into our 50 caliber makeshift anti-material pistol and start with the receivers up at the top. Now, the first one here that I find quite interesting is if you don't really feel like doing as much damage to people, you can convert this into a shotgun receiver, which will tone down the damage to 126. You can also add a 308 receiver. Again, it's going to tone down the damage, but increase fire rate a little bit, and it's going to go to 134. Now, at the 50 receiver, that's a good 173. Then, of course, we get the armor-piercing 308 for a little bit more power, but still not quite as good as the 50 caliber. And of course, we have the armor-piercing 50 caliber receiver, the incendiary 308, incendiary .5, or 50 caliber rather, and then 2 interesting ones down here. Now, this is the Dragon's Breath, the one of the 2 unique attachments on that one hidden gun that I mentioned. And this thing's, it's fun. It's an incendiary shotgun shell, basically, and it's pretty cool. And the last one is the Frag Shot, which I apparently don't have the skills to make, but this is more bang for your buck, changes ammo type to Frag Shot, and this will explode things around you, which is pretty cool. And yeah, will take quite a bit to build this thing and quite a lot of skills, but it's pretty powerful. As you can see there, at a base 222 damage, that's pretty nice. Now, down in the barrels, not too much. We either have the no barrel, the short barrel, or of course a long barrel, which as you can see here is very long, very long. And then, of course, for stocks, we can go either no-stock pistol or no-stock rifle. And I find this intriguing that it actually does split it into these two different types here. I don't know why. In my mind, it doesn't make sense, because typically things either have no stock and are by default a pistol, but if you change it to no stock rifle, look at how much the damage jumps up there. In just the 50 caliber version, it more than doubles. Well, actually no, it exactly doubles. There we go. It goes from 173 to 346, just right there by changing a non-existent stock. I'm not entirely a fan of that, but then of course we do have these standard things down here of a standard stock, which also does put it up to 346, and then a marksman stock, same deal, but a lot more accuracy. Very good indeed. Now, the next we have is, of course, sights, and we have all the regulars here. We've got the medium scope, recon scope, combat scope, and 4 and 2x magnification, a long scope, recon long scope, again, additional combat scope at 6 magnification, several different night visions, well, 2 different, and that is that. Now, you'll notice the actual model that's up here doesn't really change that much for a lot of these. So there aren't many different, well, in fact, there is only one model for all of these different scopes, which hopefully will change in the future. I would like to see all of these different ones having unique models added to them, but for the time being, you got the one option up there, for looks at least. Now for the muzzle, we got a couple of fun ones. The trumpet, which is another one of those unique ones you can find on that unique gun. And, yes, it basically turns the thing into a blunderbuss of sorts, greatly reducing the range, but hey, improving the per-shot recoil. We then have a muzzle brake, a standard for many guns, and of course a suppressor, which I kind of find amusing. If you have the frag shot one, it kind of seems a bit... they don't go together well, but hey, who am I to judge? Now that is all the different modifications that we do have available. All in all, you can create some pretty interesting weapons. Now what I've gone and created here on 3 different versions we'll show off now, but first, of course, the base gun, the lowest of damage, the ones, oh god, what was it, 173? Yes, that sounds right. Iron sights right there, that little piece going off to the side of the barrel, kind of cool, very different from what you see on a lot of other weapons, rather than being centered. And the actual shot itself, I'll shut up here so you can hear it. There we go, a good, nice, deep shot sound there, and a very slow bolt-action reload. Let's hear it again. Very good. I do enjoy that. It is quite nice, though you'll notice, if I shoot one more time, watch the chamber as he reloads the bullet. You'll notice he actually puts in 2 bullets. It's very quick right at the end there, but yeah, it's kind of odd. Even though you're only shooting one, the animations, well, at least the model on the animation's a little bit messed up there. Again, would like to see that improved. Now, as for our other versions, here is an incendiary .5 or 50 caliber makeshift anti-material rifle. Quite a fun one if we actually do look at it. Here, got the nice long scope to it, no barrel, no stock, pretty not so interesting overall, but of course does have the incendiary rounds. And if we give that a shot, it's pretty much going to sound the same. There we go, but of course with the incendiary bullets, you will light people on fire, and well, who doesn't love doing that? And of course we have the scope. And again, remember, all the scopes are pretty much going to look, well, they are going to look exactly like that scope right there. Oh, I love seeing those incendiary rounds explode on things. There we go, beautiful. Now the next one that I built earlier is, oh yes, actually that one's the most powerful of the ones that I made at 346. This one, second most powerful at 252, and this is a muzzled converted makeshift anti-material rifle that has been converted to shotgun receiver, and yet still also has that gigantic barrel, and of course a muzzle brake there, just for good measure. I mean, whoever would have a shotgun with that long of a barrel, but hey, it should be fun. There we go, and let's take aim and fire. There you are, again, same sound, even with the muzzle brake and shotgun shells in there. Again, I wish there'd be a different sound, but overall, I'm pleased with the sound that we do have, so I can pretty much live with it. And the final one we have is a suppressed, powerful makeshift anti-material rifle at 268 damage there. It's the 308 receiver, short barrel, marksman stock, combat scope, and suppressor. So a bit more tactical there, but a fun one. So let's select that. And of course, this one is going to sound different because it is suppressed. Let's be quiet. There we go, just a gentle thud. And overall, you can take out some pretty good enemies with this. Oh, it is lovely. But let's take aim at that mongrel that's always over there wandering around the waters with my incendiary one. And of course, with 300 damage, well, over 300, this should be an easy shot. Oh, and the 2x sneak damage. That means that guy, oh god, he took a lot of damage right to the rear end. Whew, poor thing. I kind of feel bad about that. But yes, this is the Makeshift Anti Material Rifle, and I really, really love this thing. It's got a good makeshift look to it. It's got that great sort of wasteland feel, and overall is a very powerful weapon that I've really been enjoying my time with, which has been quite nice. I mean, who doesn't like a new makeshift weapon? It's just cool to have around, and especially one that is as powerful as this thing is. I mean, you can get a lot of damage out of one shot of this thing with a max damage on it of 346. That's gonna be pretty good for you. So yeah, if you'd like to try this for yourself, you can take a look at the link in the description as always, but I definitely hope you do check it out, have fun, and enjoy yourself. And of course, I hope you have enjoyed this episode today, and that you do come back for the next, when we will be looking at yet another wonderful mod. But until that time, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.